Today on the newscast, in a rare move, Israel claims responsibility for a major airstrike against an Iranian weapons convoy, plus Hamas threatening Israel over the Temple Mount once again. Get all the breaking details next. Hey folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. Lieutenant General Aviv Kohavi is leaving his post as Chief of Staff of the Israel Defense Forces next month. But it appears that Kohavi is going out with a bang because, folks, he made some very noteworthy comments today while he was speaking at a conference in Herzliya, Israel. Now, as you know, if you watch the newscast on a regular basis, Israel rarely claims responsibility for airstrikes in Syria or anywhere else for that matter. Of course, Israel has carried out hundreds of airstrikes, at least against Iranian and Hezbollah assets in Syria over the past decade. But again, rarely will Israel release a statement or make a public comment saying, hey, we did it. This time it's different. Kohavi referenced a strike, a major strike that we reported here on the newscast last month. This went down in early November along the Syria-Iraq border, which is obviously a longer distance for Israeli fighter jets to travel. Much of the Israeli airstrikes center around the Damascus area or more in the western and northern part of Syria, but obviously the Syria-Iraq border is to the far east, the far eastern half of Syria. So again, a further distance for Israeli fighter jets to travel, but nonetheless, Kohavi said today that's exactly what they did in early November. There was a convoy, and again, you may remember this from previous reporting here on the newscast. There was a convoy of some 25 trucks traveling across that border. They were looking to transit fuel and weapons, reportedly, to Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, but they were stopped in their tracks, according to Kohavi. One of the trucks in particular, one of these 25 trucks in this convoy was carrying weapons. And Kohavi said that due to Israel's, quote, advanced capabilities, they were able to specifically target the exact truck that had the weapons, and they were able to take it out. And on their way there, they were also able to evade air defense systems and other means that would look to shoot those Israeli fighter jets out of the sky, needless to say, but they successfully carried out this strike on the convoy, took out the weapons shipment, and in the meantime, reportedly killed several Iranians, members of Iran's elite Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps that were traveling with this convoy. There were also reportedly members of, surprise, surprise, Hezbollah traveling with this convoy as well. And this is no surprise, folks. For them, this is precious cargo in all the wrong ways. May very well have been carrying this convoy precision-guided missile parts, PGM for short. You know the term, again, if you watch a newscast on a regular basis. Those precision-guided missiles would be a game changer if they were to fall into the hands of Hezbollah, because they do exactly what their name says. They are designed to hit targets with greater accuracy and greater precision. What Iran has been doing is transporting the precision-guided missile parts to Syria and then on to southern Lebanon, where Hezbollah can then assemble these precision-guided missiles. That is a red line for Israel. And that is why you see the main reason, these PGMs, that's the main reason you see so many of these Israeli airstrikes against Iranian and Hezbollah assets inside Syria. Yes, according to Aviv Kohavi, even as far away as the Syria-Iraq border. And of course, the other reason that Israel is striking Iran hard in Syria, and with great success, is to prevent the Syrian side of the Golan Heights from becoming another southern Lebanon. That's what Iran wants to do. They want to duplicate in Syria what they have unfortunately accomplished in southern Lebanon in the form of Hezbollah perched on Israel's northern border, armed to the teeth with some 150,000 rockets and missiles pointed at every inch of the Jewish state. According to the Israel Defense Forces, their campaign, they call it the war between the wars in Syria, has been very, very successful in putting a serious dent into Iran's military capabilities there and pushing Iran back. Along those lines, as we close, Hamas, another Iranian proxy, making new threats over the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Of course, we have this new Israeli government, the finishing touches being put on the coalition right now by the incoming Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who, by the way, just a reminder, I interviewed the Prime Minister-to-be this past Sunday. You will see it here on the newscast next week. Fascinating interview with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the Watchman TV show, first of all, on TBN, Thursday, December 22nd, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, December 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the full interview will be posted right here on our YouTube channel. You will want to stay tuned for that. My exclusive interview with Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu, who right now is in the middle again of sealing the deal on this coalition. He hopes within the next week or so. And this coalition, of course, is a right-wing coalition. Many of the people in the coalition say, hey, Jews should be able to pray on the Temple Mount, and it's ridiculous that they can't. We want to change that. And Hamas is taking that and running with it, folks. Even before this new government was elected or was in the process of being formed, Hamas instigated a war back in May 2021 over the Temple Mount, accusing Jews and Israelis of defiling the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So they are using the Temple Mount as a rallying cry. And Ismail Haniyeh, a Hamas leader, said today that, quote, we have not unsheathed our sword, the sword of Jerusalem, as he called it. That's what Hamas called that May 2021 operation against Israel. The thing is, Hamas took some major lumps during that campaign, folks. And that's why you haven't seen much activity from Hamas in the past year and a half, including this past August when Israel went toe-to-toe with Islamic Jihad in Gaza. Hamas did not get involved. What I'm saying is they're still licking their wounds from May 2021, but make no mistake about it, not to downplay it, certainly they are trying to replenish their stockpiles and always using Jerusalem as their rallying cry. And Al-Aqsa, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, makes you think of the book of Zechariah, where he said a day is coming. When we talk about the prophetic implications here, a day is coming when Jerusalem will become a burdensome stone, and any nation, anyone that comes against it will be cut to pieces. Folks, look for Jerusalem to be more and more, and the Temple Mount in particular, to be more and more at the center of the world's attention, which makes sense. It's certainly at the center of God's plan, and geographically, that is literally the center of the world, the city of Jerusalem. Hey, remember, live stream tomorrow here in the channel between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to join us live. Bring your questions for our Q&A session. We'll get into all of this, a little bit of prophecy for sure. Looking forward to your questions. Until tomorrow, thanks for joining us today. God bless you, and remember, never hold your peace. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, click subscribe, and tap the bell icon to turn on notifications for new Watchman Newscast episodes every weekday.